Hello friends, today I want to invite you to my kitchen to cook together. We are going to cook a traditional French dish, quiche. This will be spinach paneer cheese quiche. Welcome.
We will need 250 grams of soft butter, 100 grams of very cold water, 420 grams of flour, 10 grams of salt, 50 grams of sugar, white or brown, and 2 large eggs. So we bring all our ingredients and we need to put them in a food processor. Butter should be soft at room temperature, not liquid. It's very important to keep butter in this condition, in this consistency. And next step, we are going to separate egg yolks from egg whites. I use knife and my fingers. There are several techniques how to separate egg yolk from egg whites. I think this is the simplest one and most convenient. So egg number 1 is going inside, and now egg number 2 is going inside. Do not rush. Probably you have your own method how to separate eggs. It does not matter. So we put aside egg whites and we start our food processor, and we start with slow speed. So we mix it. So we keep mixing ingredient and we add in sugar and salt, and we little bit increase speed. So and everything keep mixing. So now we need to add very cold water. You can see I increase speed of mixing and I add 100 grams of very cold water and keep water incorporate. So next step it's to add the flour. So we open the food processor and we start adding flour slowly, little by little, and keep beating. So first we add like about 3 spoons or more, it's up to you, and we keep beating. So then we open again and I add more flour, and we add little by little the flour, keep beating until all the 420 grams or so incorporated in our butter. So next step, we're going to finish our dough. You can see how nice it is. It looks in the food processor. We're going to empty it on a table surface, and we finish to knead it by hands on the table surface. Here you can see how I dust the flour. Yeah, I do these sophisticated lines with my fingers. And now I empty all the butter on the table surface. Again, you see the consistency of the butter. It should not be very thick, very firm. It's not pretty. It has to be very pliable, very soft. You know. And now I start kneading. This is there is more dough, and this step is everything about your relationship with dough. You don't need to over knead it or under knead it. So it's very important to feel the consistency, feel the texture of the dough, and it's pretty relaxing process, kind of meditation for me. You see, I'm enjoying it here, so we can enjoy together for a while. So I'm keep kneading it. I'm turning the dough in different direction, like that everything goes evenly. And it's all about the quality of our end product, of the crust. Yeah. And again, I just want to remind you, we are making the dough for 2 quiches, 2 crusts of quiches. So yeah, this is I finished kneading. You see, I received just a little bit more. Yes, little bit more. I have I have nice quality dough. I create one big ball. You see how soft it is? Yeah, I'm showing you with my finger how soft it is. Then we separate it, we cut it in 2 even parts. We do smaller balls for 2 parts. Yeah, I try to do it faster. You can take more time. 1 ball, second ball, and we need to cool them down in the fridge. You see, 1, 2, right? 2 nice balls. And now I will show you how I pack this little quiche, future quiche crusts. I just using the film wrap. It's easy. And I pack them and I will put them for at least for 30 minutes in the fridge. You can actually put for more longer time, but then they need to defrost. 2 nice balls goes to the fridge. And now after 30 minutes our dough coming out from the fridge, ready to make a crust. It's become more firmer and you can see that I can juggle with it. Look, and we have fun before to knead. Well, next step we're going to make a crust. So you can see I use this mold, this quiche mold, with wax paper. I shape it in such a way because it's easy to take the quiche off to crust off when it's ready. So again, I start with dusting the table surface with the flour. Yes, and I unwrap the dough. I spread it a little bit with my finger before start work it out. Right, and you can see here I work with my finger, little bit more flour. We don't need to stick it to the surface, right? And we start to work it out. And when we work it out, we try to make a round to shape it in a circle, more or less. You see, I do it pretty good. I do have big experience. I don't know how many quiches I made. I think a couple of hundreds, I guess. So the thickness of this crust need to be like about, let's say, about 4 millimeters. It's like 1/6 of inch. And then slowly I put it in the mold. You see, I fold it in 2 and nicely and gently I put it in the mold. I'm showing you. I spread it, I push it to the walls of the mold. This is a very important moment, what I'm doing. Your quiche should not be perfect. It should not look like perfect circle or whatever. And now we need to remove edges. I'm showing you very fast way how to remove it. Voila! I just cut them off with this little roll. Tell you the truth, this is not my favorite method. I use most of the time I use just scissors and I cut all the edges around. By the way, this little cuttings, it will be mini quiche, mini crust for small quiche. And using my finger, I just prick it. Yeah, I pinch it. I pinch all the edges, and it will create pretty nice shape, pretty nice touch to the quiche. That's how it looks like. And next step, I take a big fork. And I prick it like generously everywhere. I start, you see, in this from the angle and on the bottom, many prick. And I do it to avoid bubbling of the dough when it's baked. And then we need to press it again to prevent the bubbling. And I use beans, this is dry beans, and wax paper. So then our crust will go to the oven. Oven we already preheated. It's about 375 Fahrenheit. And we check again. Everything needs to be spread evenly, all the beans. And it goes now to the oven for 10 minutes. And now you can see how I take the crust out of the oven. Again, it was sitting there 10 minutes at 375 degree Fahrenheit. And now you can see the nice golden brown color of the crust. So we are checking if it's well done. It should not be cooked completely. Yeah, it needs to be slightly raw. And we remove weight out. And then when our crust is ready, next step is to prepare the stuffing for the quiche. And now we are preparing stuffing. I use paneer cheese. It's not really traditional stuffing. Usually I use goat cheese, but this time we will do paneer cheese. I love paneer because it's very good. You can marinate it, you can fry it, and it's keep all the shape and keep all the flavor. So I'm going to cube paneer cheese in this way. You can see how I cube it. I cut in two, then I flip it, I cut in three, and then I cut in smaller pieces. This is actual size pieces. You don't need to cut it more bigger or smaller. So this is like optimal sizes. It's about inch by inch. Yeah. Then we need to separate them. And for the marinade, I choose, you can actually choose anything, any sauce. I choose organic soy sauce, little bit of organic soy sauce. Let's say for this amount, it's about, let's say 2 spoons. And amount of cheese, about 150 grams. 150 from 200 grams. And little bit of glaze, of Modena vinegar glaze. Yeah, it does not want to come out. Yes, now. You see, I just sprinkle it with glaze, and we need to mix it and to put it aside on maybe 5-10 minutes while we're going to take care of other products. So I mix it, enjoying the process with glaze and soy sauce, and you can see it's already looking nice. And now we're going to prepare onion. Onion is very important part of quiche. Of any type of quiche. So we need to cut onion. You can see how I clean it, and I start cutting it. I slice it in circles, and then we're going to caramelize onion. So this is just a rule, and if you want a good quiche, you need to use good onion. Here I use Vidalia onion sweet. This is my favorite. So this is my cast iron pan, very hot cast iron pan. I use usually I use olive oil for frying, and I start frying my onion. I spread it evenly in the pan. The frying pan needs to be very hot, so it start frying. I add little bit of salt. So we keep frying, and here you can see I added just 1/2 teaspoon of brown sugar. Why I do this? This is know-how, by the way, my know-how. That's how it's balanced flavor. It's caramelize the onion. It gives this very nice color, light brown color. And now I'm adding spinach. Handful of spinach, then another handful of spinach, and we keep adding it slowly and mixing it. You can see. And here you can see how spinach leaf changes, and I add in more spinach and I mix it. Very important, you add and you mix. We add totally about 200 grams of spinach, and we use 1 medium size of onion for 1 quiche. And we keep mixing it. Yes, and you can add little bit more spinach, and you can see it's become soft. It's actually reducing volume, our leaves. Yeah, and you can see a little bit on the left, very nice color of brown color of onion. Yeah, and then next step, we are adding our marinated paneer cheese. Yes, and everything looks beautiful, very tasty. I add some herb de Provence. It's my favorite seasoning. You can actually use any seasoning of your choice, whatever you like. You can just add paprika or black pepper or Italian seasoning. And here, so now I'm adding marjoram leaves. I have plenty in my garden, and I love this spice very much, these herbs. And when stuffing is almost ready, just few seconds before to remove it from the stove, I add it. And now you can see how our stuffing looks like when it's ready. And we slowly put it in the crust. Slowly, using this big spoon, we fill out our crust. And the last step, we need to prepare the mixture of eggs and heavy whipped cream, which with this mixture we need to cover our solid parts of stuffing, and it will be ready to go to the oven. So we use 3 large eggs or 4 small eggs. Then I add about 1 cup of heavy whipped cream. I do measure 1 cup or 8 ounces about for this amount of eggs, or a little bit more, but it's up to you. So 1 cup will be fine, or 1.5 cup. And then we need to add a little bit of salt. Sometime, pretty often, it's about 1 tablespoon of salt. Sometimes I add herb de Provence, any type of spices. Mix everything well, and it's ready to cover our quiche. So I start pouring the liquid into the mold. It's need to cover very well all the ingredients, to cover evenly. So take your time, and you can see that there is always some left over. You can't be very precise with it, but remember we still have dough for mini quiche. Actually, I did it. Then last part, we take, I use usually mozzarella cheese, grated cheese, and put it on the top. You spread it again evenly and nicely. Well, and our quiche is ready now. I just remove it from the oven after about 40 minutes of baking. So there is very beautiful crust. You can see golden brown color of the crust and top of the quiche. And this is the end result. That's how it looks on the dishes. Quiche is very versatile dish. You can bake it pretty much with everything. You just need to make a good dough, and stuffing it depends on your taste. It can go as a main dish, it can be an appetizer, it can be a dessert. You can make even sweet pies using this crust dough. And I am about to try this slice of quiche. I hope you all enjoy the video and you will try my recipe, and please let me know how do you like it. How do you like your quiches? So thank you for watching and bon appetit!